For the most part, the vast number of women and men, I will say, are using the service for the right ideas and intentions, and so it really isn't a problem. So keep that in mind when you go. Again, I don't think you're going to find any kind of those issues there when you go. But what if you're going over individually? What do we do to help with that?
Individual tours are usually designed for the guys who cannot make it for the group tour for whatever reason, so you can always travel at your own leisure, at your own convenience. So just let us know when you come and give us your list of ladies. Our staff is there, our office staff is, there's basically 7 days a week for you. And if they're not in the office, you have your contact person, phone number, and you torture this person, 7 a.m. till, even if you're somewhere at the restaurant with a woman, you don't feel comfortable, John was talking earlier, you can always call and say, hey, Olga, there is something going on with this woman, can you just help me? Or happens so many times on the tours to, to Ukraine, and just call our staff, or I got this big restaurant bill, or something else going on. We'll come and solve your problem for you, even if it's not a group tour, doesn't matter. Our staff is always there to help you, especially if it's emergency case. It's 24/7, so you can call them anytime.
And the same thing I talked about earlier applies with the individual introductions as well. I mean, these women are on our service. We know who they are. We have their we know where they live. We have their contact.
Well, we literally do, yes.
Yeah,
we have their
literally
addresses, especially with Latin America, we do have contact information for their family members in case we can get a hold of her. She usually leaves a phone number okay, here's my sister or mom's phone number. You can also call them just to reach out to me. So we know the addresses, phone numbers, again, passports, all kind of information.
And we know the women. I mean, many of our office personnel interact with these women, and they build relationships with women. So these aren't just total strangers for the most part. Maybe they don't know all the women as well as each one, right? They're going to know some better than others. But they have some kind of an interaction with these women. Unlike the apps. With the apps don't know anybody. I'm an app. I mean, how does an app know anybody, right?
And if something happens, well, God forbid, but if something happened, for example, you're supposed to talk to staff member 6 o'clock, she calls you because you have a next date, and you're not answering, she's gonna start calling your hotel, and they'll go knock on your room, make sure you're alive, and so it's somebody at least will be concerned pretty much right away. So if something happens to you, we'll find you right away.
We get paternal and maternal on these tours. We worry about you guys, and we are watching out for you, and other tour members. You make friends with these people, and they worry about you. So they're all thinking, oh yeah, he's okay, yeah, he got back, everybody's fine, right? It's this group that we worry about. Even when you're individual, we're going to worry about you and make sure that you're okay. And that's important, and you want that kind of community. You want that when you're going over. When was the last time an app worried about you, right? When was the last time an app, oh, wow, what's going on? It might tell you what your heartbeat is, but it doesn't really care, But, we care, okay? So just keep that in mind, and I'm telling you, it's just way safer. Again, whether it's us or someone else, don't do so much. But whether it's us or someone else, yeah. When women join the service, again, this is not an app. This is a service that's been around for a long time, and we have a really good reputation in these cities because we've been there for so many years. They know who we are. They know all about a foreign affair, and they talk. These women talk amongst themselves, their friends and everybody. So, most of them know what we're doing there and who we are. So when the women come in to join the service, they normally come in with the right idea of what this is about, what the intentions are, what we're trying to do, what we foster, what, our beliefs are and things like that. So very rarely do we have women coming in trying to take advantage of the service, right? Trying to, use it for something that it's not. What we do is we, again, build these relationships with the women. We talk with them, we treat them with respect, and they treat us with respect, and it goes that way. And if there ever is a problem, and again, from time to time, of course, there can be a problem with women and with men that use the site. And so when that happens, then we deal with it appropriately, whatever that means. And sometimes that means removing the woman from the service or removing the man from the service. And we've had to do that over the years, obviously, as you would imagine with any site. But for the most part, the vast number of women and men, I will say, are using the service for the right ideas and intentions, and so it really isn't a problem. So keep that in mind when you go. Again, I don't think you're going to find any kind of those issues there when you go. And that's a big point of pride for me, is that we do treat our guests like family when they come. We care about them. We take care of them. Let's see an app do that. You're not going to get an app to do that and those do-it-yourself things, but we do, because we're real, you know, and well, it's true. And so they take really good care of you. And those guys really enjoyed all the special little things that you did. Of course, they go there with the expectation they're going to meet women. And of course that happened, right? But that can happen in a lot of different ways. But the way we make it happen is special. And I think those guys really appreciate that. Guys, remember what we talked about the do-it-yourself sites and the apps out there. So when you read these things in the papers and stuff, remember what they're talking about. It's not us. It's do-it-yourself apps, and it's not everybody in Colombia, right? So it's a very, very, very small little section of people that just want to do bad things. And there's always going to be that. And you don't think that happens here in the United States? Happens here too. Happens in lots of different places. So, you know, you just have to understand that. Understand the media is going to try and make a big deal of it as long as they can, because that's what the media does. They have to sell papers. But heed it as well concerning do-it-yourself sites. So stay away from the apps and those things unless you do it very, very safely somehow. All right, guys.